Parents strongly caution the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
What's up, everybody? We are here. I don't know, technical difficulties of some sort, but like I said before, with Jazz here, it's not a rock and soul radio show without some sort of shit show, technical difficulties, crap happening. Listen, man, we're the Redneck Metal Mafia. This old computer shit and all this stuff we got going on and all this high-fluting equipment we have to. What happened to the good old days, man, where we could just get on a microphone, push on air, and just talk to millions of people? Now we got to go log into this and log into that and chase this around and send links for this and send links for that. Hope the fucking hell you can even get into it. And whatever it is, man, Rock Soul Radio Show welcomes you to us tonight. I am the host with the most. I am Big Will. And last week, you heard me talking about it, man. The myth, the legend, the motherfucker behind the scenes that makes shit happen, Mojo, man. And somehow I sweet talked her into joining me for this shit show. Actually, I lied to y'all, man. I didn't sweet talk. We talked about this months ago. She knew she was going to be here tonight. It's going to happen. But
I'm being on here. I'm ready.
For entertainment value, Mojo from Sound Injection, my family over there, is joining up with Rock Soul Radio Show tonight, man. Tell my listeners and my viewers a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm Mojo. That's all I got to say, man. I'm Mojo from Sound Injection. If you don't know, you need to go hit that follow button.
For real.
That's what I'm saying. Hit that follow button. You know all about me.
Just do it. Yeah, if you want to know, follow, right? That we're not going to give it all away.
No
so
way.
Mojo is very, very, very intelligent on a lot of things and involved in a lot of things regarding unity in music in particular as an art form. So the premise of tonight's show is going to be just that. We're going to kind of follow up with what Jags and I talked about, about the state of music and the things that are going on. And we're going to kind of get into the importance of unity and why we think, for lack of better terms, y'all are fucking shit up out there. I mean,
right?
I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to say it how I'm going to say it because there's such a line, there's hard lines of division between the different genres and art forms and this, that, and the other thing. And you brought up an analogy, pre-show that I thought was really fucking cool. You said music as an art form is no different than an art studio with multiple different artists and multiple different perceptions and multiple different looks. And people come in and they enjoy it with their glass of wine and their fucking cheese. And they spend a bunch of money and they don't go, oh, you know what? Fuck that guy because he used too much yellow and I don't like yellow.
Right. So I don't understand that. I mean, music is an art form, correct? I'm pretty sure we all can agree on that. So
anybody that doesn't agree is turn this motherfucker off because you're not going to learn nothing here.
You ain't going to like what we're going to say.
You're definitely going to be offended by what we have to say here tonight. Oh, this is my disclaimer. My intro video producer, Jags, he put out there that, hey, if you're not 18, you should probably take your ass to bed. if you're under 18 and you're listening to this show and you hear cuss words or things like that, just remember, folks, you didn't learn them from me. But that's my disclaimer, because all of that shit that they say that you're subject to hearing to is probably going to happen on this show. I'm just saying. I mean, we're going to cuss. It's a goddamn heavy metal radio show. We're going to cuss. Like, if you're offended by the F word, go to church. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And so we're just gonna premise it now. Now, Mojo, I know that you guys over at Sound Injection, man, you guys run a really tight ship over there. I've joined you on that show over there. You guys' show is seamless and this, that, and everything. Rock Assault Radio Show runs a little bit different, man. It's more of a free conversation. You can say anything you want to on here, and I don't give a shit. Because this is our bus. We're all about being who you are, being proud of who you are, and saying what the fuck's on your mind when it's on your mind. Just make sure no politics, no religion. I think that's about it. Anything else is, and no racist bullshit, because we don't put up with that shit. But you know,
it's hard to have unity. Yeah, it's kind of hard to have unity if you're going to be a racist asshole. Yeah,
I just got to put it out there. So I want to invite you to use this open forum to really stress how important unity is to you, because it does kind of translate over into what Sound Injection is doing as far as, you know, with your plugged in show and all the other stuff that you guys got going on, and the way that you guys are trying to help artists and different genres of music and things like that. You guys aren't limited to the soapbox of just heavy metal and hard rock. You guys are doing all kinds of shit. So, you know, tell me a little bit about where this started for you, man. Where did you get the itch in your ass to say something's fucked up out here?
Well, it all started with Sound Injection, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, I know the music industry and I know all kinds of different things here and there. But when I was going down to the bare minimum and literally just trying to help other bands out, just being kind became such a big thing. It's like people couldn't believe that we were being nice. So I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe that's just how it is, you know. And then I started noticing that these other genres are literally attacking each other. And I'm like, that doesn't work out very well. We already have all kinds of other people attacking us for heavy metal or for having country or for doing this or doing that. Why not just bring everybody together and make the art of music bigger and better than it already is? I mean, I enjoy being more positive than I do being negative. So I was kind of just spinning that in my head and kind of going around with it and trying to see what we can do with it. And boop, popped up Unity in Music. So it is something that is in progress. We're all trying to work out a whole bunch of kinks that goes with it. But it's basically we all just need to work together. That's really all that it is everybody working together and helping each other out.
And you think about the potential of think about the growth potential as far as your band or your track would be if you had a country artist or an R&B artist or something like that support you through their socials and share your music out, and you did the same thing for them. Because let me just let you guys into something. There's a big technical word in the business for that. It's called cross marketability. I know that these big words aren't usually shit that come out of my mouth, but I believe wholeheartedly that if we could do that, we would be leaps and bounds ahead of where we're at as far as
heck yeah,
ticket sales, merch sales, people's asses in venues, things like that. Because I started researching this once we started talking about this. In you know, in the previous show we were talking about, you know, show attendance and things like that, and what the competition is there. Well, the internet bullshit. I'm going to take this a different direction tonight. I'm going to say, you know, what I think about why people don't go out to shows anymore, especially local and regional shows, because they don't want to be a part of the fucking drama. There's too much fucking drama in local and regional level scenes to where they, you know, a town 10 minutes from this town won't work with this town because it's this town and fuck you. And so people don't want to go out and spend their hard-earned money and go support their friends and be a part of that bullshit. They want to be able to come out and have fun and let music do what it's supposed to do, which is it's an escape. It's supposed to make you feel things and make you happy and take you through these things. But if you're seeing all this drama that you know nothing about, but it's affecting you as the consumer, as the listener, at some point that's on us. And so unity is so important, but it goes farther than just the bands. It's got to be the venues. It's got to be the promoters. It's got to be the sound guys. It's got to be, everybody has to work together and be excited to do so now. So many times I talk to people and I hear these guys, you know, because I'm friends with a lot of sound guys that travel, and they're like, oh, fuck, I'm going on tour with this band. This is going to be the most boring fucking paycheck I've ever made in my life. Hold on a second. Rewind, motherfucker.
Already fucked it up.
You're going on tour. You're getting paid to travel the country. You're doing something that 20,000 people in that fucking venue would kill you to do.
Yeah.
You know, so, but we were talking pre-show, and if you look at the lines in the division that is out there in music, and we'll just say music because that's what we're directly talking about. I believe that shit started from everything that I've researched, because ever since we've been talking about this unity thing, since I came back to Hellfire, I've really been interested in this, and I've really been doing some research off to the side. And if you look back to the old days of the old DJs, right? Yeah. Back to the Wolfman Jack days, back to the Shane Zeller days, back to those guys. And I don't think they intentionally did it, but the way that they did things kind of created the divisional politics that are subgenres and genres now. Yeah. I believe that. And I could be wrong, but my research has led me to that theory, because they did not talk about other music or other artists. They did not even acknowledge that there was anything but rock and roll or country or the Motown DJs. I mean, those guys had to protect themselves back in the day. And same thing with the blues and the jazz guys down south. So based on where you lived was what music you were fed and what music you grew up on at the time. And so you had no idea of any of this other stuff. There was no cross market back then. Would you agree with that, Mojo? I mean, is my theory even somewhat on there?
No, yeah. I mean, it definitely played a role in that, because, I mean, think about it, how much it is so much easier nowadays to get all this music out there with everything being on the internet and all that other stuff. But if you really think about it and you look back to where music started from and where it came from, it literally came from the dive bars. It's coming from the juke joints. It's coming from Grandpa's backyard and, you know, all of these other places. So you're going to have the differences in the multicultural stuff with it, but you also have to be able, kind of like how we were starting to talk about it, instead of talking about it, people actually have to do it. And that is what I'm running into. I'm running into a lot of, oh yeah, we tried this. We want to do this. We want to do that. And then everybody just kind of gave up on it. So when I look at the whole analogy of it is, if it takes one person to do something positive, you know, such as opening up a door or paying for the McDonald's and you know, from the person behind you, what happens? Think about it. That positive reaction starts having it or starts going forward. So that's kind of what I'm trying to push with the unity in music. I'm starting as one, right? So I'm that one person. I'll put the freaking ripple in the water. I don't care.
Well,
right?
You can count too, because Rock Assault Radio Show is behind you in this. You know what I mean? I mean, this is something that we've preached for a long time. And as you say that, I mean, I'm kind of guilty of saying that this is what needs to be done and trying to guide people to do it, but not really jumping in and taking the lead with some of these bands and shit. So, you know, but I'm also not in that realm anymore to where I feel like I have that control, because I don't manage bands anymore. I don't do promo. I mean, as far as a radio show, sure, as a media outlet, but the band that we interviewed yesterday doesn't give a fuck about the band that we're interviewing tomorrow. And likewise, I mean, and they shouldn't, because, you know, it's two totally different shows doing two totally different things. So how do we as media, how do we start with us and affect change from within. What's the plan there? How do we get these bands on board to say, hey, listen, I love you guys. I think you're great. But listen, I'm going to send you some music, some different shit to listen to. Just take a listen to it and see what you think. You don't have to like it. You don't even have to finish listening to the song, but open your mind.
Well, with interviewing all of these bands, every single person has different music that they like. If you look back, all of them are saying that they have eclectic albums and all kinds of stuff. So even as the artists themselves, they're listening to 50 other different, genres. So why is it that people can't just come together and work together to make things even better than it is? And that's what it is, because everybody just wants to compartmentalize. Oh, this is metal. Oh, this is death metal. Oh, you can't do this if you don't look like that, or if you don't do this. No, that's putting everything in the box. Music is supposed to be outside of the box. It's not supposed to be in a box.
For sure. And so do you think that we could, by way of live shows, could we make it more welcoming to a different crowd of people? Say a metal band is playing, but a guy that shows up wearing Wranglers and cowboy boots comes in the door, and instead of him feeling like he's automatically an outcast, he's welcomed, and vice versa. If a country band's playing and some guys that are wearing Slayer shirts walk in with leather jackets, they're not looked at like they're there to start shit. They're like, hey, man, come on in. Let me show you what we got going on. Let me show you how we get down and, and what we do, and show them a good time. I think that and never in my life have I seen that at all.
It starts with us. Yeah, it starts with us. And my challenge would be for certain people, be kind. See how difficult that is, because for some odd reason, our world is so sucked up into drama, and I got to be number one, and I got to be doing this. And how about we, let's start with that. We're a country, we're together, we're a music industry, we're a business. So instead of I work together, man. You're going to see so many other things happen. Put a smile on one day and see what happens. It spreads a lot.
It really does. And it's like I tell my kids, the saying, and I do, I'm a very giving and kind person, just by nature, and I'll help anybody anytime for any reason. I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. So I tell my children, it costs $0 to be a good person. You know what I mean? It just really doesn't. And you don't go through the day and do good deeds because you want a pat on the back. You do good deeds because you believe in yourself enough to represent yourself that way. But how do we open the minds of this new era that is, and I'm going to say this, and I'm sure I'm going to get hate mail about it, but we as people are closed fucking minded. We're not open minded to shit anymore. The people say, "Oh, I'm open minded. I'm this, that, I'm the other thing," and you're not. Though you got so many different fucking, for lack of better terms, prejudice. And prejudice might not be the right word. Prejudgments, maybe, about certain things. And I believe it starts with education. You have to dabble in different forms of art to be able to appreciate the value of the art, whether you like it or not. It's art, and I believe that it deserves respect.
Definitely, it deserves respect. I mean, I would have to agree with you on that one. One of the definitely things that I really look at it when it comes to those is if you look at your playlist, right? You're looking at your playlist. Do you have the same? Do you have just metal, just rock, just this, just that? I rarely know anybody that has just a regular ass playlist, right? Nobody does. So why are we making all of the artists all crumble in together and get segregated? So why are we doing that? Like, it doesn't make sense to me at all why we would want to do something like that. And it takes one person to change it, or two people, or a radio station, or something like that, to keep it going and to actually say what they're doing. So if I'm saying being kind, guess what? We're going to be kind on our end and show people how it goes. You got to put your money where your mouth is, right? You just That's usually how it goes.
Got to. And you know, as far as that's concerned, you know, all of us at 434 Media Group and Hellfire Entertainment Media Group and you know, as far as Hellfire Radio is concerned, I'm not going to limit that just to rock, hard rock, metal. You know, there's going to be a wide range of music on there. There's going to be some country with a different twist. There's going to be some, you know, hardcore hip hop on there, you know, and there's such a wide variety. There's what I really wanted to create there is a one-stop shop where there's something for everybody and enough of it to keep you into it, but open-minded to listen to the next song that's coming on too. You know what I mean? So,
well, yeah, you have to have some good stuff in there. You know what I mean? You just don't want to just throw up whatever. You got to figure out what's engaging, like throw up some classical with some, you know, heavy metal. That goes in great together. It's just all how you look at it in the artistry.
Listen,
of it.
There's nothing more metal than fucking Beethoven Symphony 40 in G minor, by the way. There's like 46 different variations of that thing, but the heaviest one is G minor. And if you listen to it, now that I've said that, I promise you'll say, fuck, man. This was like metal from the 1800s. It was just fucking great.
Heck yeah.
I don't know, man. There's just this show and this idea has got me thinking about so many different things. And these are the kind of situations that I like to be in where I'm challenged to think and work through things with people and be able to show people that, listen, man, we're all guilty of having prejudgments on things and walking away from things. But at some point, we have to get past the image in the show and say, listen, man, I mean, I traded my long hair and my leather jacket and my battle vest for a fucking fade and a polo and a day job. You know what I mean? But I'm still listening to Sepultura when I pull up into the parking lot, or I might be listening to Prince. Right? You never fucking know. I got music, man. And, you know, you never know what's going to be. If you were to look at my playlist, you would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, your mind is so fucked up musically. Like, I go from a high to a really, really, really pathetic low, and then to like a mid, then to like an extreme high. It's fucking crazy. But I agree. I think that, but with the adoption of the internet and things like Spotify and Apple Music and things like that, don't you think that change should already be happening?
I think that change should have happened a long time ago.
Here, I'm going to just be real. I got to be honest with you. I think it's downright fucking asinine to everybody past, present, and future that's recorded on an album or done a radio show or promoted a band or opened their venue to fucking a band to come in and play, that we even have to have this conversation.
Yeah, I'm a little amazed myself that I have to sit here and be like, come on, everybody, let's be nice to each other. But this is really the basics. This is really what it is. I mean, when people ask me the question, I'm just like, be nice. Like literally unity equals be nice, be kind. Positive.
And I will tell you, I'll tell you all firsthand. So, you know, at Rock Assault Radio, you know, it's going to be Mama Mojo. Because listen, Mojo's not scared of my big ass. And she's chewed my ass, but she's nice about it. You know what I mean? Like,
you can be a dick and be like, nice at the same time.
I'm kicking you in your balls, but I'm going to make you feel good about it at the same time. Like, it's like a simultaneous pat on the back and a kick in the nuts. And it's the push that we all need. And I believe that, you know, by way of sound injection and the things that you guys are going on, all the stuff at Rock Assault Radio Show, all the stuff that 434 Media Group's got going on, and all the irons we got in the fire, eventually we're going to see this change happen and be able to sit back and say, we were a part of the initial initiative. I won't say that we'll be responsible for the whole fucking thing because it's going to take a village of people to do it. But if we stay diligent in our task and we don't waver on our beliefs and our morals and the things that we believe in as far as what we're putting out there for people to consume, then eventually like-minded people just kind of stick together, right?
That's kind of what we're going on here. You know, like it's just one of those things. It's either you're going to enjoy the fact that we're going to be nice and it's a cool atmosphere, or you can vibe out because we're not going to have that drama. We don't want it, you know? So we're going to be cool and happy. And then whoever else wants to come along, okay, come with us. That's fine.
Come along for the ride, man. I mean, and that's exactly what this thing is. This thing is I mean, I don't want to say that what we got going on is larger than any of us, but it really truly is. Like the seeds that we're planting now, if we can get people to rally behind us and walk this walk with us, and we'll drop the seeds, and if people would just come behind us and water them every once in a while, this fucking thing lasts far past our years and far past, you know, people are going to be talking about us like we're sitting here talking about Wolfman. You know what I mean? Like, because we're going to make that kind of impact. And that's what we're trying to do here is make an impact by way of music and the feelings and the emotions. And what Rock Assault Radio Show tries to do and has always tried to do is just bring you back to that feeling, man. That feeling for a brief amount of time to where you didn't have to worry about shit, but just jamming out, singing as shitty as you want to, as loud as you want to, moshing in your living room, fucking breakdancing, whatever we get out there, and just having fucking fun, man. Because there's so much, you can't have fun with worry. You can't worry about shit and be judging shit at everything that you look at and have fun. If you're that kind of person that considers that fun, I feel sorry for you. And I really do, because you're not having fun. You're not enjoying it for what it's supposed to be and what the artist is trying to get you to do and what we're trying to get you to do by punching this shit down your gullets, you know? And it's just, it just baffles me, man, how, like you said, why do people have to hate on what other people are doing just because you don't agree with it? And if you think about the magnitude of that statement that I just made, you can take that however the fuck you want to. But just, I challenge you tomorrow, when you get up and you're on your way to work, just shut your fucking mouth and open your eyes, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody is so negative and so judgmental and so just in a hurry to do fucking nothing that we miss the finer things in life. We miss the music and the journey that it takes us through. We miss going to those art galleries and looking at art and appreciating what people do. And without music, if you take all sound out of this entire world, this world fucking implodes. Sound, dancing, and rhythm have been around since the beginning of time. It goes clear back into, and I've done this research, it goes clear back before even biblical times. That's how people communicated with each other, because they didn't understand that there was language barriers and different areas did things different and they ate different foods. So they would communicate through dance and sound.
Yeah.
So why can't that universal language of artistic expression still be accepted in different areas per se?
It should be able to. That's the problem, is it should.
Yeah, but you did the fucking worm different than me, so fuck you. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what that was.
But that's how fucking petty it is. Like, you fucking, you know, you wear your hat different than me, or you dress different than me, or you listen to different music than me, or whatever. And then we start passing judgment, and that judgment creates division. And the division is where I believe that the art is getting lost in it. And it's not on the artist to absorb that. I mean, their job is to entertain you. Our job is to entertain you. You know what I mean?
So once again, it's not just an I. It needs to be a we. Now, a lot of those I's, it's all about the money. That's what they're going for. But if you think about it, you think about all these bands that are just starting off, they don't have the money for the, the venues, for the bus, for the this, for the that, right? Think about if you had all these different genres out there rocking it together, being able to pull their money in together, to have their own venues, to be able to do their own stuff. That's bringing everything in together, resources, money, connections, all of that. Like, I don't understand why everything has to be a secretive. Like,
so here's a noble fucking concept. How about a mid-tier, regional and local, multi-genre, multi-day festival?
Oh yeah.
Right? You get bluegrass bands. I don't give a fuck, put a jug band in there. And then you put a death metal band in there. And a hip hop guy and country. Blues, jazz, whatever. And everybody just sits around and you seclude everybody in the fucking, I won't say the desert, because after 3 days people would fucking stink. But somewhere in the fucking mountains. And you just seclude everybody, and you get to where there's no fucking cell phone reception. Your cell phone won't even take a fucking video where it's at. Because my vision for that particular environment would be, I don't want you to share it with the world. I don't want people that aren't there to know what's going on here. I want us to affect change from within. That's where the I comes in. It has to start with you. You have to affect that change, and you have to adapt that mindset. And from there, it becomes a we, because you start to build a network. You start to build a community of people that are like-minded, and you find these people, and then it just builds and it builds and it builds and it builds. When I used to coach football, I used to coach Little League football, and I used to always tell the kids, there's no I in team. There's no I in team. And 1 year, this sixth grader, I'll never forget it in my whole life. This sixth grader looked at me and he said, Coach, he said, I don't mean any disrespect, but he said, you're right, sir. There is no I in team. And I said, well, I'm glad you're listening, man. Thanks for embracing it. But he said, Coach, he said, there is one in win. I said, you little shit, I can't even make you run because you're right. So, with that mindset, you have to be an individual, but not to the point of shutting other people out too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you can win, but you can win as a team and not just win yourself and take all the money and run off like some people. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's not like I threw the pebble out there, but what comes from that? And that's all of our actions of what we do.
The biggest thing is that, and I hear this conversation about money all the fucking time. And you and I have talked, and Dustin and Jags and everybody, we've talked. We've all come up from playing in bar bands and to go into bigger stages and things like that. And never once was it about fucking money for us. It just wasn't. I mean, the first tour that I went on, our per diem was $19 a day, not a piece for the five of us in the band.
Yeah.
We got $19 a day. But you know what? We was happy as fuck to be out there doing what we were doing.
Exactly. So do it your way. You know what I mean? Stop going to the box and jumping in with everybody else and hiding everybody's talent.
I believe it, man. There's something to this, and we're gonna harp on this shit enough to where either you're just gonna hate hearing it so much that you're actually gonna look at something different, or you're actually gonna adapt the belief. But I assure you, this conversation isn't going anywhere between any of us involved with this media group and what we got going on here, because it's a big mission for us to bring people together through music and let people enjoy different things and open your mind and show you different things that you don't know are out there and that you don't know exist. And for you to appreciate that, you have to be open-minded.
Definitely. I mean, you got to think about what's going on in our world today, right? Everybody's against each other right now. What is music supposed to be? It's supposed to be that Band-Aid. It's supposed to be that hug. It's supposed to be there for the people. So instead of fighting against each other, We can't be doing that in the music world. We need to come together and bring our people in together and kind of let them know it's all right, that they have somebody, that there is unity, in where we are at, and that we're going to be okay no matter what happens to each other. I love your art. I appreciate your art. And it just makes more sense to me to focus the positive energy on that one thing to where we can spread it a lot faster. And that's through music, because it's worldwide.
I mean, and it really is. And it's the quickest way to reach a mass audience of people is through writing a song. You know what I mean? I mean, it really truly is, because there's messages in all of it, and you just sometimes have to search for it. But it's also art. It's subject to interpretation. You're going to hear a song different than I hear it, but we can still come together at a show and enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's the greatest
100%.
thing about it. There's just so much shit going on that I don't even like to go down the road of even open that can of worms, because it's constantly the elephant in the room is all of the negativity. And so I try real hard to stay away from that. But you know what? I'm going to tell you what makes me pissed off is I go in the morning. I usually am running late to work, and this is real world shit, people. I'm a kind, giving person until it's fucking 6 o'clock in the morning, and this particular instance happens. I'm running late for work. I run into the fucking convenience store. I get my soda pop. I fill it up. I grab my little protein bar because I'm fat and I don't eat McDonald's. I eat protein bars. And I go up, and I haven't had a chew yet because I grabbed the fucking empty can of chew off my nightstand because I'm a dumbass. And I go up, and I'm sitting there. And now I got a 44-ounce fucking soft drink in my hand. And it's 6:05 in the morning. And there's some jack-off playing fucking lottery in front of me. There's one person at the fucking convenience store. This motherfucker's in there wanting to, and dude, they're fucking serious around these parts. They got their little belt loopy clip thing with that little fucking scratcher that they give you to scratch off your tickets and shit. And those they won't move. And they're like, hey man, I'm winning $2 on this fucking ticket. Man, bro, I'm halfway through my 44-ounce drink. This dude's gonna charge me for a fucking refill. Here's $5. Get the fuck out of my way so I can go on about my day. You know
I mean? That would drive me nuts too. It's just like, move your ass.
It's every fucking morning. So here's my solution, folks. Either prepare better and get your shit ready the night before, which I will never do. I will never commit to even telling you that I try to do that, because I don't. Or how about this? How about we have a separate fucking line for lottery at the goddamn gas station? Why can't we do that?
That's what I'm thinking. Have a whole different table, whole everything. Just
goddamn, there's 14 fucking computers that say register closed. Why can't one of them open up for lottery?
Now you're asking too much.
So now I got to be late to work. I get to work. I still ain't had a chew yet because I got to put it in my pocket, get in my vehicle, haul ass to work, hope like hell I don't get pulled over. And I got a half drink soda pop with my fucking ice already half melted because I stood in line for 15 fucking minutes.
For shame.
See, real world shit, folks. This is what Big Will deals with, right? This is the shit that pisses me off. You want to piss me off? Buy a fucking lottery in front of me.
Right? And stand there still. Yeah.
This never fails. And it's always when I'm in a hurry. If I'm not running late, it doesn't happen.
Yeah. It's always that way. That's how luck runs, man.
Listen, I've tried to pattern it to where I can figure out the days that these people are doing this Powerball bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be some system to it, right? It's not just a random go in and buy a Powerball ticket. Like these guys, they think they got it figured out. They think they're going to win this $498 million. So they go in on every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right?
Yeah.
But I can't pattern it like that because it's not that way. If I'm late on a Thursday, there's going to be somebody in there playing fucking Keno on Thursday.
Well, yeah, because there's like 5,000 freaking gambling things.
Go to the fucking casino.
Right?
I mean,
you can gamble online now. Push the button.
Listen, I've got the lottery figured out. Listen, and you can tell everybody that you heard this on Rock Assault Radio Show and that Big Will said this right now today. I've got the lottery figured out. You know how to win the fucking lottery? Put a trash can by your front door. And every time you walk by that son of a bitch, throw a $100 bill in it. And after about 6 months, you reach in there, it's going to be like winning the fucking lottery. You get all your money back. Easy.
That'll work.
Easy.
They called those things piggy banks back in the day.
Yeah. Now you got to go through Chime to get your paycheck 2 days early because you're broke as fuck.
Right.
You can't afford to live and all that other shit.
Oh, hell no. Nope.
What about you? Because you're such a positive person. Outside of business, right?
Yep.
What is that one thing that's like nails on a fucking chalkboard for you, Mojo?
Oh, stupidity. I like just plain stoop. No, because sometimes I'm telling you, you can even ask Dustin. I'm like, I feel like I'm a genius sometimes because of the stupidity nowadays. I mean, come on, we're having to talk about being kind to people. Something so small. Come on. Right. You know what I mean? Like some of this stuff, don't eat Tide Pods. Dude. Like, duh.
My wife was just talking about that the other day. It was like, you remember that fucking Tide? Because she came to me and said something. And she's like, oh, there's this new trend. And she was talking to my son about it. And I think it's like you take Skittles and you freeze dry them, and then you put like spicy Taki dust over them. And this is supposed to be the new shit and thing. And I'm like, this sounds absolutely fucking disgusting and a waste of time and money. But whatever. And I was like, yeah. And so I told my son, I said, hey, you weren't alive for the last big trend on social media. And he's like, yeah, what was that? Right. I said the Tide Pod challenge. He goes, I've heard of that. That was fucking stupid.
They just bring up all kinds of stupid stuff. If people would just slow down and actually think, that would help out a lot, guys.
It really would. And, you know, I've said this before. There are days where it just seems like people are carrying stupid in a 5-gallon bucket. You know what I mean? It's like, like, what? Do you ever just people watch and you think to yourself, what the fuck are you thinking? And then and then I try to figure it out for them. And it diverts me from what I'm supposed to do. And this is why I just figured this out. I can tell my wife, this is why I'm considered an impulse shopper, because I'm sidetracked by trying to figure out everyone else's stupidity, that I went in there to buy fucking peanut butter with a $5 bill and I come out with $300 worth of shit that I don't need. It's not because I'm an impulse buyer. It's because I'm a compassionate person and I'm trying to figure shit out for people. So I'm following them through fucking Walmart, trying to figure it out. And I just so happen to grab the most expensive ink pens on the fucking shelf. I don't know why. Think she'll buy that?
You can try. You can try and spin it that way. Good luck.
I keep you on a live video feed when I do it, so there's a witness.
This was a witness. You might need more than a witness.
Yeah, because she doesn't buy. But you know, to your point, so basically, that one thing that trips your trigger is just stupidity, like just not thinking, like lack of common sense.
Yeah, the common sense thing. Yeah, I guess you can say it's common sense. I know we always say around here that it's really not any sense anymore. Common sense isn't common anymore. And one of the things that I had to learn so I can be so positive and to be able to absorb some of the negativity going around is to be like, if I haven't taught it, they don't know it. So I personally can't get mad at homeboy sitting next to me that's, you know, I don't know, being stupid, doing something, unless I haven't taught him yet. Does that mean I have to teach the world? Well, apparently, you know what I mean? Like, you got to do what you got to do, but at least you're taking that step, that positive step forward. So instead of looking at it as something negative and absorbing it like, these people are irritating the shit out of me, why don't you just be like, hey, don't forget to open the door. That person's like 100 years old, man.
You know, but God damn, man. It does kind of make you think that back in the times where people were listening to music and taking in the feelings and the vibes and all of that stuff and not being so judgmental about shit and so close-minded about shit, how much happier people really were in their day-to-day life. You know what I mean? Like, you think about it. When you go to work, you see it all the time. These fucking people, they got one AirPod in and they're listening to whatever they're listening to, and that's fine. But they do that because that tunes them out. That takes them away from any distraction. It's like their security blanket, per se.
Yeah.
So that still exists. Why are we so? I think what we need to figure out is not why we're not being nice, but I don't think it's a matter of being nice or being mean. I think it's a matter of we're unwilling to share ideas with people in fear of judgment.
Well, that sounds like a them problem on that then. Because if you're an artist, you should be putting your stuff out there. You know what I mean? It's going to be judged no matter if it's freaking awesome or not awesome. Just like I know I'm being judged, whether they know me or don't know me. You know what I mean?
Well, and some of that, you're kind of guilty by association. I mean, you are tied up with me and Jack. So you just, you kind of got birthed into haters here in this deal. But, you know, it's okay. You know, I don't really personally get worked up about that shit because I really don't care. My motto is anybody that's going to say anything negative about anything that we've done, sure as fuck ain't going to say it to my face. And second of all, even if they did, I probably wouldn't even entertain it just because I don't embrace ignorance. I embellish solution. You know what I mean? I just don't got no time to get into a piss. Yeah. You're never going to win a pissing contest against a dick. Don't even try.
Well, it's because it's the same thing, right? Everybody's done it. So instead of doing that, do something else. Imagine that. Like, stop running into the glass door.
Noble concept.
Yeah.
Common sense is not so common, folks. But, you know, you look at it as a whole and you look at the power that we have as a music industry to really impact the state of societies at large. And we are missing that opportunity. We're missing that opportunity. And, you know, through the conversations with you and listening to you guys' show and following you, Mojo, you're so fucking passionate about this that it bleeds over to other people that actually give a shit. You know what I mean? Whether you know that or not, your passion is electrifying on multiple levels, because no matter whether I want to agree with you or not, you make me think about shit in a different way. And that's what we need to do. We need to stop being so quick to disagree and a little bit quicker to say, you know what, there is a heads and a tails on a coin. There's a different way to look at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It doesn't mean that we're not looking at the same green fucking box in the middle of the road. And we're driving down the road and there's a fucking deer in the middle of the road. And you say, hey, there's a buck. And I say, no, it's a doe. It doesn't make a fuck bit of difference. There's still a deer in the middle of the road and we're doing 90 mile an hour toward it. What are we going to do? Right?
Exactly.
So it's perception doesn't have to be reality. That's kind of my, because in business, I've always been taught as a business owner and as a manager and as a guy that does do business, is that perception's reality as far as your consumers are concerned. And in a business sense, for a product, that might be true to an extent. It doesn't have to be the fucking be all end all. You got, like you said earlier, you got to think outside of the box. Every turn, you got to think outside of the box on shit. And that's the biggest problem that we live in. I believe that everybody is just in their own little soapbox. Some people stand on top of it. Some people live underneath it. But that soapbox that everybody's under is what is driving everybody farther apart, because people are unwilling to open a door for somebody or shake somebody's hand or just smile at somebody when you're walking through the store. You know what I mean?
You know how many times I smile? I smile all the time because I see the change in what people's faces look like. I see somebody that's just, the easiest thing you can do is smile. Hey, I like your hat, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I like your shirt.
How's your day going?
Yeah, like, man, you're right. That was stupid as hell. I can't believe that guy just did that. Like, strike a conversation. I have people do it to me all the time. I don't know what it is or what happens, but that's the reality I live into. And so I try to portray it and I try to put it out there because I'm a firm believer is you can control your environment around you for the most part.
You absolutely can.
You really can.
You absolutely can, because at the end of the day, you're in control of your day. Not me, not Mojo, not anybody else, not the music you're listening to, you. And so how you choose to represent yourself as an artist, as a consumer, as a fan, as a human being, is going to show, because there's at this point in life, there's nowhere to fucking hide from stupid. There's cameras everywhere. There's video phones everywhere. Right? You cannot hide. If you do something dumb, somebody's going to make a fucking meme out of it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
And that's, so it's not like you can do something dumb and go home and forget about it, because that's not how the world works anymore. So you have to just fucking enjoy life, man. Get the stick out of your ass. Crank the fucking music up and enjoy fucking life, man. At what point did we stop enjoying shit?
Yeah.
And maybe that's the wrong thing to say, and maybe that's harsh, but it's my version of the truth. Is everybody's just got a stick in their ass. The whole fucking world. You remember that old Coca-Cola commercial where everybody in the whole world drank a bottle of Coke and then there was peace and harmony? The whole world just needs a fucking bottle of Coke, man. And just
really
fucking chill out and just enjoy fucking life. Tomorrow, no matter what you do, it's going to be fucking Monday. It's going to be hell. Some dickhead's going to be buying fucking, and I'm going to practice this tomorrow. Some dickhead's going to be buying fucking lottery in front of me, or, the gas pump, the only gas pump that's open that I come hauling ass into is going to have a fucking yellow bag over the fucking pump. And I'm not smart enough to figure out there's 46 cars in the fucking line and nobody at this one. And so then I get mad because, well, fuck you. You didn't tell, no. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Can't do that.
Right. So tomorrow I challenge each and every one of you. Find your happy spot, man. Find your happy spot tomorrow. As soon as you get up, man, be thankful that you get the opportunity to put those AirPods in, man, and take in whatever it is that makes you happy. When you get to work, man, make somebody happy. Make a fucking impact in somebody's day. And see for yourself what happens around you, man. And it may spark something in you to do it again Tuesday, and then again on Wednesday, and then again on Thursday. And then scientifically, you do something 21 times, it becomes a habit.
It becomes a big habit. One of the things that I used to do, because I'm not a morning person, I hate mornings. Hate them, hate them, hate them. I feel like I'm allergic to them, right? So every morning I get up and I'm pissed off, right? I'm just pissed because I'm up. It's fucking morning. I got to get my coffee. I'm just angry as shit for like hours. What I started to do was on my way to work, I would find 3 different things that made me happy. So I'm like, all right, I'm going on a hunt. I'm looking for, oh, that's a pretty tree. So then all of a sudden, I'm over here, squirrel. But it helped. So, now I'm not all grumpy and I'm not all and I didn't waste my time yelling at like 10 people from my house to work. So, right. That's
and you
cool.
work right next, and you live 3 blocks from where you work.
Right?
And you've had road rage 56 times. No, but I guess what I'm saying is let the music that you're listening to, whatever it is, be the soundtrack for your day, man. And really just get back to enjoying what that means. You know what I mean? And what it means to take that in and as you're breathing that in, to radiate it out as you exhale, man. And it really does show. And that would be my challenge to everybody out here that's seeing this show, is just do something different tomorrow. Try something different. Don't be scared to try something different, because the one thing that Rock Assault Radio Show is fucking different. And this particular platform is different than what we're going to be on Hellfire Radio. Everybody knows what to expect there, when we're on the air, those fucking shenanigans. But this deal here that we're doing here is more just to connect with you guys, man, and to let you guys know what we're really truly about, man. We don't have to walk the walk or talk the talk, because you can go and look at anything that we do or anything that we've done, and you can see that we're living the lifestyle that we say that we're fucking living, and we're doing the things that we say we're fucking doing. Are you? That's the question. Are you doing everything you can for yourself today? You know what I mean? Because tomorrow ain't fucking promised, and yesterday's gone.
So yeah, my mom, this is one of the best things I got from my mom not too long ago, to be honest with you. And she would tell me to start living life. Stop waiting for life. You're in life right now. So why are you waiting for life to pass you by? And then you're just kind of sitting there and you're like, why am I waiting for life to happen? Why am I waiting on to go to this vacation? Or why am I waiting to listen to this new song or this genre, or to listen to a podcast, or to get online? Stop waiting. Just do it.
Speaking of waiting to listen to shit, let's take the last few minutes we have and let's discuss this, because I know I don't say I know for sure, but I'm pretty sure you probably listened to it. What's your thoughts and feelings on the new Linkin Park?
You know, man, like the music. Okay, I do like the music, but it's a different person. It's to me. Gosh, I just hate that. I hate doing that, but I wish they would actually separate the bands from the actual Linkin Park if there's no more original members on there still. That's just my personal opinion. Now, the music itself, are they professional? Are they good? Do I like the artistry of it? Yeah, I do.
Good thoughts. Good thoughts. So it took me a long time to listen to it. And it took me a long time to listen to it for a lot of reasons, a lot of personal reasons, you know, with me and, you know, my history with that camp. And I'm going to say this against popular opinion. I listened to it twice, back to back.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that what they did there was they did a good job of honoring Chester, but separating themselves from that so they can move forward. And that's what I feel like they've done. And I feel like this new singer that's in there, she came in knowing that she had big fucking shoes to fill. And but here's the greatest thing about it is if you listen to what she's saying, and then you watch her play live with them, and you listen to her on the track, she's not trying to fill shoes. She's trying to move the band forward so that business and that entity can keep going and can honor Chester through that. And I think that they did it as much as I don't like some of the decisions that have came out of the Linkin Park camp regarding all of that. I think that them moving on with somebody else was probably one of the better ideas that they've had. And I think they got the right person to do it.
Well, it's good. You know, it's one of those things where you have to kick back and kind of see what happens.
Well, yeah, time will tell, you know what I mean? But I know that that's been a big topic of conversation, and I stayed completely out of the whole fucking Pantera tribute thing, because I'm just going to tell everybody this, and this is my take on it. If you don't like the fact that Pantera's out on tour, fuck you, because I've waited 31 goddamn years to see that fucking band again. That is my absolute favorite band. Yes, you're right. It's not the same. It's not the same energy without Dime there. It's not the same energy without Vinny there. You're absolutely fucking correct. It's not, but it's not supposed to be either. You know what I mean? So I went and I seen the fucking show, and I felt like a 14-year-old kid again in there. And I was, you know, back in the day when we were drinking fucking Purple Passion by the 2-liter and getting hammered.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I had the time of my fucking life in there, and I have waited so fucking long for that opportunity, man. And it came around, and that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Find that fucking enjoyment, man. Don't quit being so judgmental about shit, and go fucking enjoy it. And if you doubt the fact that I'm a fucking Pantera fan, I got that fucking CFH tattooed on my fucking arm, goddammit. I earned that shit. You know what I mean? I got a scar on my fucking forehead to earn that fucking tattoo back when I was a kid. So if you're one of them people that think that it's fucking stupid and, oh, it's a joke and it's not Pantera and it's not this, fuck you. if it isn't Pantera. Bullshit. Say that shit to Phil's face. I dare you. You know what I mean? But man, this has been fun. We've got deep on some shit.
Yeah.
Mama
well,
Mojo.
I'm always going to tell you how I feel.
Hey, listen, that's what I want you to do because my big ass needs it sometimes.
Hey.
But listen, I don't know if you caught the last show. I know you were in there, but I did take a moment and I did, give you a lot of props for all of the hard work and all of the effort that you put into keeping this entire shit show that's known as the 434 Media Group at this point in line and in check. And without that, this thing doesn't do what it's supposed to do. So again, now that you're here sitting beside me, I want to say thank you, from the bottom of my heart as Rock Salt Radio Show, because I wouldn't be where I'm at here doing this right now today if it wasn't for your push, you know what I mean? To just, hey, man, you're a benchmark show here. You got to get your shit together. Let's get going. You know what I mean? So we are going to launch Hellfire Radio on Halloween night. That will go live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And so be ready for that. We'll send it out on, we'll put it out on all of our Facebooks, man, while you're out trick-or-treating, man, put it in your ear holes and let us know what you think. But I think that I've created something that fits the mold here. And I think that it's going to really set us apart from everybody else out there on internet radio. And, that's what I did with my last radio station. And that's what I aim to do with this one and only make it bigger and better. You know what I mean? So Halloween night, I decided, fuck with this shit show of rejects per se. What a better night to launch than Halloween night, right? So definitely tune in and let us know what you think. Go follow us on Facebook, man. Hellfire Radio, Rock Salt Radio Show, Sound Injection, 434 Media Group. And anything else that we put out there that we're tied to, man, please go follow that shit because it's all very important to what we do for you guys. That being said, man, I'm done. I got a lot of shit to think about.
There's a lot to it, isn't there? And we're just getting started. So, Unity in Music, I want everybody just look out for it. Think about it, brainstorm it in your mind a little bit. Try to put it forward out into the world. A little bit of kindness doesn't hurt anybody.
Interact with us. I mean, get at us on Facebook. Send us a message. Let's chat about it, man. If you're stuck and you don't know what we're meaning, but you're feeling this vibe, man, interact with us. We're not those people that are going to come out here and put these shows out and not talk to you motherfuckers, man. Send us a message. We want to hear from you. You know what I mean? We want you to message us, say, hey, I heard you said this. What can you elaborate on that, man? What do you mean? Let's talk through it together, man. And let's bounce ideas off of each other and let's make it better for everybody.
Yep, that's what we're here to do.
We encourage interaction. Well, listen, until the next time, until next Tuesday night, man, you guys, whatever you do, keep it loud, keep it heavy, keep one middle finger in the air. Just don't be scared to be proud of who you are, man. That's what we hinge ourselves on, man. It doesn't matter. When you live for yourself, life happens, man. So get up in the morning, do whatever you're going to do. If you want to mosh in the fucking living room, do so. It's your furniture. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Turn it up.
Mojo, thank you so much. When's the next Sound Injection show? When can we tune in?
Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. We do have a couple extra shows going to be coming on this week. And then don't forget, we also have Plugged In. And that's where you can see all your favorite music videos and, all those cool ones. So go follow our page.
Get ready for the epic return of Rock Salt Radio Show to the airwaves because it's fucking coming and it's been a long time. And Big Willie got a lot of shit to talk. We're going to play some heavy fucking music. We're going to throw us a good old fashioned hoedown. You know why? Because we're internet radio bitches and the FCC don't govern us.
You can do whatever you want.
Good night, motherfuckers. I love you. Mojo, thank you. I figured it
Got
out.
it?
I figured out how to go back and edit it just now. So now when you're recording, there's a fucking pause button. You can pause it and you can walk away from it and it saves where you're at and you can add and subtract anything you want there.
Ooh. So you're still recording, right?